offering underbanked employees affordable salary advances directly to their mobile phones. Shield Finance from Kenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Josephat Njui from Kenya, and a little story about Shield Finance. Shield is a fintech company using proprietary technology, leveraging on mobile money to deliver quick, accessible, and affordable salary advances to the underbanked employees in the African economy. Some time back, my friend James was in need of some money to take his girlfriend out for a dinner date at one of the luxurious hotels back in Nairobi, Kenya. So he approached me to come through for him, but unfortunately I was broke as well. And so he resolved to go to his bank to request for a salary advance, which he was trying to avoid because of the high interest rates that they offer. He went there and he was given a very bulky form to fill. You might think he was asking for $300,000 when he was only asking for $30. He took the form to his employer for approval and took the form back to the bank, and they told him they will call him once they have finished processing the advance. True to their word, within 24 hours they actually called him, and he was very excited. He finally managed to take his girlfriend out for a dinner date, only to be told that there was a problem with the application form and he had to go and collect it the following day. So we can already see that somebody is about to lose a potential future wife here. And that's why there's a problem in that. So there's the high interest rates, the time and paperwork involved, the hidden charges there in those bulky forms that you're normally given to sign, and you have no time to read through them. And we are saying at Shield, if James was with us, he would have enjoyed the convenience, the affordability and transparency that we offer, not forgetting his employer, who always has to do double payroll and is faced with cash flow issues. His cash should just focus on growing the business. And you're talking about small and medium-sized businesses here. We're able to do this through our very modern and elaborate technology using USSD and web, where once you register your accounts, you're able to apply for any salary advance and you push it to your mobile money. And later on, we are developing our Shield wallet, which will now give us a leeway to become the first African virtual bank. Okay? Now, thank you. So, yes, you might ask, is there a market for this? Even before you look at Africa, let's just concentrate in Kenya alone. Yesterday, one of the startups mentioned that Kenya is one of the fastest growing mobile subscribers in Africa. And there are around 25 million mobile subscribers there. 14 million people are employed both in the formal and informal sector in the economy. And recently it was just noted that 15 billion was disbursed into that economy in terms of salary advances and loans. For our Shield, we just want to disburse 280 million in value, which will call upon us doing 1.8 salary advances. We are not alone in this. There is competition, yes, but we fare pretty well in terms of our salary advances, the rates on our salary advances being very competitive and very affordable. And also our interest rates are charged on a daily basis. So what that means, if you borrow a salary advance with us and then you pay it after 3 days, we'll only charge you for those 3 days you have stayed with the salary advance. Now our revenue model is very simple. So we just charge 7.5% on every salary advance we issue out. And we have projected over the next 5 years, operating with a customer base of 324,000 employees, we'll be able to realize a revenue of around $33 million US. Now, for this to happen, of course, there's a team behind it. We are the A team. I am Josephat Njui with a lot of experience in ICT and having worked with a very reputable and established IT consultancy firm back in Kenya. My co-founder, Kenny Kinako, has a lot of experience in international management, marketing, and branding. And recently, we even worked with a UK firm to establish themselves here in Africa, which gave us an opportunity to understand the African markets, the similarities and the differences. So what we are asking here today is $215,000 US. We are asking more actually. We are asking another further $150,000, but we managed to secure that through partnering with a fast-growing local bank back in Kenya. So we took care of our own lending capital. Right now, what we're asking for is $215,000, which will go into our cost of sales, operational costs, ramping up on our technical bench, and as well as putting in place a customer service, because we have realized in our recent years, term of operation, that customer acquisition is very expensive. So, ladies and gentlemen, to experience the sweetness of our technology, I would kindly ask you to join us, to join me at our booth D8, where I can give you a taste of the technology, as well as give you some mind-boggling statistics that we have been able to observe in our recent period of operation. Thank you very much.
Yes, Shield, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Enabling African musicians, filmmakers, and poets connect with their fans over mobile. Please welcome Boza Media from South Africa.
Thanks for the cheers. Morning, everyone. My name is Emma Kay. I'm from a company called Boza Media. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background before I jump into the product, is that I'm actually a serial entrepreneur. My first company was a company called Triggerfish Animation, which was and is still the largest animation company on the continent, just recently signing deals with Disney. That was very much in the traditional world of television, and I felt that the next pervasive device on the continent was going to be the mobile phone. And that was when I set up my second company, and we became the top 5 globally for Nokia, creating all their content and applications for their Series 60 and 40 devices. Now, what this really gave me deep insight into is that the African content that we see on our screens, whether it's on our TV or a connected device, is only the tip of the iceberg. Typically, the content that we see is from studios and labels and well-known artists, and that is estimated to be around $17.4 billion in 2017 in South Africa. So if that's the tip of the iceberg, where is all the other undiscovered, incredible content that we have on this continent? The creative currency that still is waiting to be unlocked. And it was because of that curiosity that Boza was born. So Boza, quite simply, is an online marketplace for African filmmakers, musicians, and poets, being able to deliver and distribute their content directly to them. So what this means for our artists is it doesn't matter where you are in Africa, you can upload your content, whether it's video, audio, text, or image, into a single place. It means that your content is no longer fractured across the web. And of course, for consumers, this is fantastic. One place, and find and discover new and interesting African creative content. But it also means that I can experience that artist as a brand in one significant place. So you might ask, well, what have you achieved? Well, in just over 18 months, it's considerable. We now have built a very robust technical platform that can distribute and deliver any form of content, whether it's video, audio, text, or image, to any connected device, whether it's your smart TV, your desktop, or your mobile device. But being a mobile-first continent, the mobile is incredibly important to us, so we focused very heavily on this. We made sure that we can distribute content to over 3,000 different types of mobile devices, feature phone included. And while we hear so much about the Android device, feature phones still represent 50% of all of our traffic. With very little marketing, we now have over 10,000 artists from across the continent. We're in Nigeria, we're in Ghana, Senegal, DRC, Angola, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and growing, which is very exciting. So, what else have we done? We've also recently launched a radio station. And the radio station, although it's a wonderful, nice, and sexy feature to have, the real reason for the radio station is because it's about discovery. It's about capitalizing on the casual listening to discover these artists. So we really are focusing on discovery. So how are we making money? Are we making money? Where is the money going to come from? And we're very focused on cutting out the middlemen. We spent last year working with the major operators, and we learned a great deal with that, working in 22 different countries. We understood that as wonderful as it is to talk to investors to say we have operator deals, we actually realized that there was very little money at the end of the day for our artists, roughly 2 to 3 cents out of every dollar. Boza is about taking ownership for the artist. Basically then focused on exactly what we wanted to do, artists selling directly to customers. So we brought everything back onto our platform, and we did a small test in South Africa, which is our smallest market. 80% of our traffic is outside of South Africa, 20% off the continent. When we started to focus on South Africa, we enabled artists to sell directly to their customer. In just a few months, we're now moving 22,000 transactions, and for the first time, turning revenue. Not just for us, but for the artist, which is very exciting. So where to now? So Boza's been self-funded to date. We start growing and scaling the business because we are a global marketplace for African. We need to do three main things, which includes integrated payment processes, which is critical. The second is to increase our marketing, because to date we've done little to no marketing. And the third is to look at our human resources and grow significantly throughout Africa. And for this, we're looking at a raise of 3 million, which will give a 37% participation in Boza. So at Boza, we've had the most incredible journey. And we're looking to include investors who can see the vision of a global marketplace and creative content. And we look forward to delivering on your investment. So before I close, I think it's only relevant and salient that I give you a small 5-second snapshot of what our artists feel and what they say.
Has made the world so much smaller. I think as an artist, you know, social media and online is a huge part of what you do, and you need to have platforms like that easier as well. You know, you have people who are extremely talented with great music, but are nowhere. It's about, you know, the team you have behind you. It's a nice initiative